Hello, Mete ALPAY. Come back with a new edition of our weekly conversation. So I hope everybody is all right. Thank God this pandemic is going slowly, but definitely they will disappear. So in our profession, this is our job. We are always fighting with the microorganism, microbes. So we are involved in the food industry. So cooking from outside is very artistic, but inside we are in war with microbes. So from the beginning you join this company, this profession, we talk to you about the microorganism, microbes, viruses, so how to fight for them, how to prevent, to keep our food safe and reserve saved without injuring and damaging our customers. So from the beginning, the most important is the personal hygiene. We keep telling people before to get inside the kitchen, so you sterilize everything. I mean, a long time ago, they didn't care about that. They didn't know about it till the pastor find out the microbes, how to fight for them, how they develop, how they like moist microbe. You can see them. So under the microscope only, but you can after you eat wrong food, the symptoms develops and you understand you had the poison. As soon as you have in one establishment somebody is poisoned, we understand you had to vomit and you had to go to toilet and you got a pain in the stomach and you had the fever. So if those occurs 1, 2, 3 incident like that, so what happened? There's an alarm. In this premises, there's a foodborne disease started. So if somebody know his business, chef business is in the butchery or vegetarian sector, garde-manger, and involved with pastry, we have a scrutinized, we have under severe exam conditions. So we told them beforehand, chefs or food inspectors, what they do, they said you have to, everybody who works in the kitchen, they must check their own personal hygiene. Not only have a shower every day, wash, but hands, most important, the hands. And when you come in the kitchen and you said, look, I'm in a hurry, I'm started, I put your gloves. Wrong. Always wash your hands. That's why they put the hand washing basin in front of the kitchen door, in the entrance. You wash first, okay? If you don't have a proper shoes, you put your galosh. You have to put the sabot. Of course, you mustn't sleep. Sleep. It's dangerous. You can't come. You put everything in white, your outfit, kitchen outfit, but you have a sneakers on the feet. Dangerous. You can sleep and break your head. So the people coming, because not only you had a good food, healthy food. Also, you take care how to prepare it. And most of us, sometimes they go eat in the very comfort food, stews, things like that, outside in the streets, in the market. Think about it. And the fast food operators, they are very strict. They cater for 100,000 people every day, 100 people every day. So selling people and people working in the kitchen, they must be very, very careful. They must follow the rules. We don't want the people who says, I don't care, I'm all right. No, we don't. It's been gone. Can't find a job. So there's so many formulas. We're going to go step by step. Danger of food illnesses. Mostly is carried out by people. The people is sick. He doesn't care. He doesn't go to the doctor. He doesn't care about his health. He carry the disease and go there and transmit it to other people. So that's why if somebody says, I got a headache, I got a stomach ache, you said, go to the doctor first. Again, I will repeat. If somebody poisoned in the premises, then another two or third incident happens, there's a danger sign. So they close this premises. So that's why in Turkey we don't see them, but in Europe, most of the establishment, cafes, or fast food, or restaurant, they have a sign from the health ministry. They had a successful check, hygiene check, had a high mark. So really, it should be done in Turkey as well. How do we find out about what's happening? So we will start. What are the step-by-step rules to concerned? As I said, wash your hands is the first step. The goods must be washed. Vegetable sections, meat section, sauce section, dairy product section, pastry section. In the entrance, you should be, not anybody can go straight away from the pastry department to the butchery department. No. Sensei. Chef says, no, everybody work in their own corner, in their own section. If you don't have, it is not large enough. If the guy cut his meat early in the morning, so clear and start cooking, preparing. And the vegetable man start, when the vegetable comes, and start cleaning, soaking in the detergent water. In the large companies, in overseas or in the country, cater for 5,000 people. We were catering in Aramco, Saudi Arabia. We had the 10,000 people diner, 3,000 men, 5,000 men, 7,000 men, different ethnic groups. We had a inspector coming, checking everything. Not only how to wash your food, the vegetables. When the vegetables, there was a rule to soak at least 10 minutes in the detergent water. And by mistake, you didn't put your detergent in it. There were inspector coming, Thai people or another nationality. They were very good engineer, hygiene engineer. They were checking with the strip of paper, decoding the water color. If you put detergent in the water, special detergent, I call it, they strip, they put to check the water, change color. If it get bluish color, good. But if there was no color, or you lied, or you didn't put enough detergent in it, so you had to be, they throw away the vegetables or greens, anything, fruit. So if you do it for these people, for those people, the crowd, you should do it at home or in your restaurant. You must put the regulation. You can put on the wall the rules, how to clean it, how to chop it up, how to dry it, because you don't serve soaky vegetables, lettuces especially. You have to dry it. At home as well, you dry it. So we are not, when you go to buy from the market, you have to buy from the well-known market, because the soil is very important as well. But we are not concerned in that. But the people who purchase in bulk, they know from which companies. It's very important. There is a chain. We keep saying the chain. Don't break the chain. So we are going to talk about this as well. So we have a rule, a formula to follow. In shortly, it says FATTOM. FATTOM means food, yes, acid, time, temperature, oxygen, which means weather, and moist. So FATTOM, it must be in your brain all the time. You write it down in one corner. Food. Why we put food in the fridge? To keep same level of temperature, 0 to 5. If the temperature goes to 10, 12, 15, means something wrong with the fridge, it's breakdown. That's why we have a charter, temperature charter in front of the door. You check, the duty chef checks all the temperature. If there is any change, dropped temperature or high temperature, something wrong, so you must inform the engineer. Always in alert. If the temperatures dropped, this means the microorganisms start developing. Microorganisms develop, multiply every second in 5, 10, 12. So if the food is not being cooled down properly, stew, for example, left on the table in the kitchen, not put in the fridge because you didn't have a time, or you didn't have a blast chiller. Blast chiller, what's mean blast chiller? Is a chiller who chills very quickly. As soon as you put it in the bulk of stew, meat, in a pan, in the big pan, there's a wooden sporter. You don't put straight away on the stone, on the floor. Panel, and you put it on top of it and arrange the blast chiller temperature, and it doesn't wait to cool down. You cool it down very quickly. You can hear the noise. So from 10 Celsius, it drops to -2, -4. Which one you want to do it? How big the bulk is? 10-liter soup or 10-liter meat stew. Cool down very quickly. At home, what you are to do? At home, if you make a chicken stew, say for 2 people, 5 people, you have to put it in an ice bucket. Ice container straight away. Put your ice and water, and you place your cooked soup stew inside. The container comes halfway through the water and quickly cool down. If you leave it outside in the lunchtime, in the morning or in the evening, you say, oh, till tomorrow morning it will get cooler, and you forget to take it out the lid there, or lid, you just move the lid at the corner. If it doesn't cool down quickly, the bacteria still, what happened? Bacteria start multiply. Oh, lovely, there's a wedding here. Right weather for them. Tick, 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 tick. Above 0 Celsius. 1, 2, 3. They multiply. That's why we says, look, fat down, food, acid. The acid start coming because while they are in action, they make acid and the food gets sour. If by mistake you eat this food, you get poisoned. I mean, I see myself in several occasions. Sometimes the chefs forget, they put a large pan, tray, cook fish or meat or chicken. Chicken is the most dangerous poultry. Oh my God. Please, you cook it and you eat it. Don't leave it too much. But of course, sometimes you have to do it. But put it in a special portion and freeze it. If you think it's not going to sell very quickly, freeze it and you defrost it. So acid start forming, means it's sour. Microbe turn virus, Staphylococcus. Even the name is dangerous, Staphylococcus. So what we're going to do, we are going to throw the food out, because once the virus get inside, there is no way you can prevent illness. So what we are going to do, you discharge completely. So time is very important. Very short time it develops. Because temperature is dropped, I said, look, and there's the oxygen is activate the acidity, okay, and the microbe develop Staphylococcus. So Staphylococcus microbes, they don't like cold weather. In the cold weather, do they die? No. In cold weather, they sleep. Outside, freezing cold. You think it's cold? Is dead? No. They say they wait. We will wait. We'll wait. Come to 0, come to sunshine. The snow melt. They are looking for opportunity. Where can we start? chicken is important. Poultry is very, very dangerous. Have to cook and have to keep. If you want to keep it long time, freeze it. Please freeze it. And sauce, when you're making your sauce, make it with acid, onion, tomatoes, tomato paste. And that's why you keep putting brandy and spirit in Europe to moist meat, and at the same time they kill the bacteria. And game, I mean, there's so many games that they keep the game as well. For example, there's a winter season in England now in every shops, butcher shops, or big like a cookery, what's the name? Sainsbury's and big Chase Market. There has always game, quails, partridge, pheasant, and they keep under the right condition. We don't see it in Turkey. All right, so the people who are under high risk, who are they? Probably infants and preschool age children. Yes. So school, they must be very careful how they serve the food. Even at home also, when you give them a food, you have to give them in the right conditions. Pregnant women, they must be careful. Pregnant women, what they are eat. They shouldn't eat anywhere in town, in the restaurant. They must choose. I mean, they want so many things, but they must avoid. Hi, Hakan. They must avoid fast food chain, especially, and prefer to plain food. Better stay at home. Even the sandwiches is most important. I mean, there's so many sandwich chains around the world, and they used to use mayonnaise, egg inside. They stop. They don't do it now. They give the mayonnaise separately in a small packet. Elderly people, they have their own diet, and they are fragile, their stomach, and as soon as they get the wrong food, they get ill very quickly. Diarrhea, most important, pain and diarrhea. You say I catch a cold. No, you had you had the wrong food, wrong time. You may be under the weather, but you don't know. When you go and get some dangerous food, Caesar salad with mayonnaise. Okay. Sometimes they make their own mayonnaise. They keep in the wrong condition, and the egg is spoiled. Boom. At the beginning, when you eat, you don't recognize what's happening. It tastes, sounds all right, but when it goes in the stomach, within a few hours, it doesn't wait till tomorrow morning. Within a few hours, maybe 3 hours, then you start your pain in the stomach. Take it. People taking medicine is important. You are under this, you have a cold, flu, and doctor gave you some medicament and high protein, things like that, and you upset your stomach, and boom. So be careful. You don't go out to eat. Stay home. Have some crudité. Even the chips makes you poison. poison you. How come? That's because what happened when you make your chips. I mean, homemade chips sometimes. Maybe even they use frozen chips on the fast food operators, and they took the chips from the freezer early. They blanch them, and they are not selling, and they stay in the room temperature for so long, and they get soggy. They get sour. Once they get sour, even you put in the fryer, still they carry some viruses there. And also people, of course, in the hospitals, also you feel ill, you catch a cold, but don't go eating the wrong food. Or watch what you're eating. Already you got a fragile stomach. As I said, avoid the poultry, avoid the meat, vegetables, okay, but not meat with meat. Green beans with minced meat. And thank God in Turkey we don't eat pork. The pork is the most dangerous. You have to have a special program for it. Even the bacon. That's why some religion forbidden. Even in India they don't eat meat, because a very humid country. Very humid country. They are vegetarian, they call themselves. And they eat with so many different spices. I love their spices. And they are very clever. And that's why I'm keep saying that use acid. In the French food, Italian food, most European food, they use wine, they use brandy, they use their own brand spices. So marinate them to make them soft. But in Asia, we marinate them with different spices. So they kill the microbe, parasite, and virus. Okay. Of course, we are not talking about the cost of the foodborne illnesses. It's terrible. I mean, as I say, if there is more than 2 people will be find out in one premises, in one restaurant, is poisoned, they shut the restaurant. Shut the restaurant. So if the restaurant not closed and you are not working, so you can make a business, so you can have a redundant the kitchen crew and stuff in the restaurant, serving stuff. It costs you as well. What you going to do with the food? So it takes about a week, 2 weeks sometimes, till they find out, because they will come and check. If you just quickly wash your hand, not sterilized properly, they checked in the laboratory, in the palm, inside the palm of your hand, take the sample here and check it. They find out, they discover there is 4,000 microbacteria when you quickly wash. So your hand must be washed proper detergent, and under your fingers as well. Then dry it. That's why we don't use cloth to dry it. Hot air. Then what we do, we put our gloves. Without washing your hand, don't put your gloves on. Now we're coming to the end, and it's a long time. We didn't start it. When I found this discovery, I decided to talk about this food safety rules, because pandemic in our business, always we are under the warning of the pandemic. Anytime may break up. That's why very careful. So we train our staff about it as well. There are so many rules. So I am not in a hurry. I'm going to, in my second program, I'm going to talk further. We have a course rules. We have a CCPs. All those rules and regulation is been accepted and conducted first, thanks God, with the NASA space station in the United States, when they were preparing a pilot to go to the moon. What they did, they checked every millimeter, how to avoid, how to stop pilot to get these microbe or viruses even in the space. So they were preparing from the zero until the guy went inside the cockpit of the rocket, and they were safe. And what happened in the air, I don't know. I hope they didn't catch something from the moon and bring it back here. Okay. Thank you very much for listening. Take care. Bye-bye.